Hello and welcome back to Where the Demon Lurks. We will be continuing where we left off in Morris's route. So, if you recall in the previous video, which was a while ago I suppose, you along with Toast and Morris decided, to battle some possessed kitchen, I think. And the person for whom you're doing the exorcism said that their brother was basically giving money to the cult. So if you recall, I guess there's sort of like a major thing that's gonna be happening. So yeah, trying to remember what else happened, but I can't really remember. In this route, Morris is basically more helpful. He's not as hostile or antagonistic to Kobu because, well, he doesn't know that he's the demon or the ex-demon lord yet, I think. I'm trying to remember. And even though Toast was there and even though Morris wants to get rid of him, I think there's just like a little uneasy, like sure, fine. He can be here for now. And given what's happened, I believe, was it the Lucian route or the Toast route? I think it was the Toast route. I'm assuming Morris will have the puppet body for Toast. I don't know. So parts of these routes sort of intersect. So I either will see the snake demon thingy, or we'll see the assassin. Or we'll see something else. Who knows? We'll see. Anyways, without further ado, let us continue Morris's route. As you prepared for work, your phone buzzes. A message from Morris. Good luck at work. Remember, we're meeting up at the office after you're done with your shift. He ends the message with a sticker of a cute boar, waving at you. You smile gently. Okay, got to get my brain in gear. You clap your cheeks to focus yourself and head off to the store. Today you're busy setting up a new promotional event. A hot dog company has teamed up with the popular anime to release a special figurine sale. For every 3 hot dogs people buy, they get a sticker. If they get 10, they can exchange them for a random package that may or may not contain a rare figure. Underwhelmed at the concept, you thoroughly underestimate how popular the event would be. You're swept off your feet, the entire shift preparing sausages and prizes. It's not until the end of your shift approaching that the barrage of orders dies down. 2 customers remain, with only 15 minutes left on the clock. Anna and her brother have yet to arrive. You slump over on the counter and overhear the customer's conversation. So, what did you get? It's not the figurine my little brother wanted, but it's cute. Which one did he want? The special one, the golden version of the main mascot. Well, thank goodness you didn't get that one. What? Why? Look at this. It was posted online not too long ago. It says that 2 gang members around here are asking people if they pull the golden mascot. They're offering money to buy them. The short-haired woman gasps. That's so creepy. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Come on, we should go. I think the road is clear. The 2 customers leave in a rush. There's gang members after toys now? The world we live in. Still, you take to heart that there could be trouble after work. After minutes that feel like an eternity, the siblings arrive. The duo mention that they got held up by gang members in the streets, causing them to be late for work. Luckily, Anna was a tough woman who knew how to keep them at bay. Taking note of their story, you plan your route to Morris's office while avoiding them. You click open the door to Morris's office, your nose twitching as it's assaulted by the smell of old paper. Morris is lying on the sofa with a book in hand. Surrounding him is a minefield of open books. Besides the sofa are 3 open cans of energy drinks and an instant coffee. Oh. The exorcist puts their book down and gets up. What's all this? I started early on the reading. All of this is for getting to the underworld? Unfortunately, no. I've read through all of them and turned up nothing. This one seems promising, though. He waves the book titled Beyond Exorcism in front of you. So, how can I help? He points to 3 unopened books stacked together on the floor. Mind looking into those? May not be relevant, but I don't want to miss anything. Leave it to me. Do you want something to drink before we start? Nah, I'm good. Morris scrunches up, making room for you on the sofa. You gather the books in your arms. Despite being a 200-year-old being, you've never seen tomes like them before. The topmost book has a dark and red cover. There's no title, only an insignia resembling a hot pot. You bring up the second book. It's bright blue with a gold embroidered title, Anatomy of Magic. The last book is the thinnest. Its once white cover has aged into a warm yellow. Flipping through, you see rips and cellophane tape on some of the pages. It gives the feeling that this book has been read a lot. The title is The First Exorcist. Leaning back, you consider which book to start first. Maybe this might help with Kobu's magic? Anatomy of Magic. This one sounds good. Yeah, that's a beginner's textbook. We read it when we first start our training. Who makes these books anyways? The clan produces them. They have an entire building dedicated to printing and such. Why? Can't let the public know about the world of exorcism? That, and mainly to avoid the other clans finding out our secrets. Whoa, rival clans. That's just like that episode of Butter Toast of Time. Unlike a TV show, the clans aren't rivals. Okay, maybe there is some rivalry, but what do you expect? Throughout centuries, each clan diverted from their common ancestry. They prefer to keep things within the family, so to speak. Well, let's see if your clan has anything special to help us out. You start reading. Using your amazing ability to avoid tedious work, you look through the summary of each chapter. Skimming the pages, you take notes of the stuff that feel important. Magic is an exorcist's arsenal in the war against demons and curses. While celestial beings and monsters may use magic, theirs is derived from a different source than that of regular people. Exorcism magic draws power from the soul, thus limiting its use, as the exorcist must avoid a complete burnout or even worse, permanent damage to themselves. Long introduction. Where's the good part? You skip ahead to the section of types of magic. While an exorcist may perform any type of exorcism magic, evidence suggests that each individual has their own type affinities. We dub these types exorcism arts. Elemental manipulation. Conjure and alter the elements at the cost of the soul energy, the first and oldest of the exorcism arts. Conjuring. After forming a contract with a demon, they can be summoned to do the exorcist's bidding. What demon is summoned or controlled depends on the exorcist's ability. You blink at the page a few times and flip through the rest of the book. There's no other mention of magic or the underworld. That's it? Just 2 moves? Dude, those 2 moves are hard to pull off. What did you expect us to do? I don't know. Where's the spell to conjure a holy sword that dispels all evil, or the magic to summon a meteor to hit the earth? 1. Those sound like very overpowered moves. 2. We have exorcism tools to perform more complicated spells and rituals. All other spells we use are just an extension of the basic elemental spell. Each exorcist just adds their special spin on that move. Even then, it's not really practical to keep using something that actively drains your life force. Man, the image of an exorcist has been shattered yet again. Again? When was the first time? Did you forget what you did to the store? You're never gonna let me forget that, are you? Nope. Alright, that's it for this book. Exorcists and their magic. They're still an enigma to us demons. We don't know why they can use magic or what's the maximum extent of their abilities. Although, I know no demon that fears these exorcists. Why would they, when they would just respawn every time they're defeated? You close the book. The Hot Pot book. You open the book with the Hot Pot logo, finding it the most unassuming. You're quickly drawn to a black and white photo of a group of people. You count the people one by one. There's 10 in total. 5 sitting in the first row, then 5 standing behind. All of them wear solemn expressions at the camera. On face value, you'd think that these people came from a costume party, the notable one being a parrot lady in a shangsum, a gecko dressed like a cowboy, a bear in a lab coat, and a striking lioness in a suit. Above the photo is a date. The date the photo was taken, about 150 years ago. And beneath the photo you find a list of names. The next page has the same format, but the only familiar face is the lioness. She sits in the middle of the crowd. The people around her in this photo look younger, and their group is about double the size of the last one. With each page, she ages. The cast around her rotates every few years until eventually, she too is replaced with a male lion. You turn a page. The pictures are now fully colored. Reaching the latest page, you see that it was taken 20 years ago. The group in the picture is a mix of adults and kids that look to be 12-ish years old. Tucked in the bottom right corner, there was a little boy squeezing his hands tightly together in front while looking at the floor. The way he stands at a distance from the rest in the picture troubles you. You peer past your book, at the boar, then back at the book. It looks like Morris, but his name isn't listed. There is nothing else in this book about entering the underworld. You stop reading. You look really cute in this album. Oh, wait, that's the old clan album. I thought I left that back at the monastery. Well, you can chuck that aside. I know for a fact that there's no mention of magic in it. You don't want to keep this safe? It's like a family album. Morris sighs and his shoulders fall. It's a burden to hang on to. I just carry it around because it's tradition. In my clan, they give a photo album of every generation to members who leave the monastery. That's kinda nice, like they want you to remember them. Can I ask why your name isn't listed here like the rest? Morris turns away while rubbing his fingers. Let's just say my family doesn't get along that well with the rest of them. Me being in that picture was the extent of their kindness. To my clan, I'm like an intern. I do the job of an exorcist and can use some of their resources. But if anyone asks, I'm not really a member of the exorcist house. Not that it stops me from using their name to get business, though. You bite your lower lip. It's disheartening to hear Morris talk about being an outcast, but you don't feel qualified to comment. Morris seems to sense your worry as he buries his snout back into his book, and you do the same without another word. The First Exorcist. Let's see what you got. The First Exorcist. Oh, this takes me back. He sits close to you and flips through the book in your hand. His beaming face hints at a more important story than what the book can tell. Looks like you read this a lot. I did. Growing up, I asked my mom to read it to me in bed if she wasn't working the graveyard shift at the hospital. Is that how you got interested in becoming an exorcist? Nah, I don't even know they were real. Mom just said that this was a story handed down in our family. It was a shocker when I found out. Back then, I thought that I'd be a nurse like my mom. Let her retire early so that she didn't have to work so hard. Man, when I was 12, I wanted to be a jackhammer-wielding dinosaur hero. Where did that come from? It was on TV, okay? It was a show with a lot of dinosaur-themed superheroes. They look cool. Morris raises an eyebrow and scoots back to his original position with his book. Just to be sure, you run through all the books again before calling it quits. There's just nothing in any of these books that you can use now. Nothing. Not a single bit about going to the underworld. Morris closes his book. That's okay. I have some ideas, so let's just get started. Help me clean up the books and move the chairs. You both make room in the office. The sofa and books are pushed away to the side. So, what did you find? 3 options, but they're very hypothetical in nature. Beyond Exorcism is a collection of short stories written by exorcists from every clan, those who have truly experienced the bizarrest of the bizarre. That, or they have talents that have yet to be replicated by others. I found 3 methods, 2 of which we can perform on our own. You nod. In one of the stories, an exorcist summoned a demon and made it take them into the underworld to chase the soul of a friend who died. They didn't make it far before heading back, mainly because the exorcist made peace with the friend's death. You're not really going to summon a demon here. They're after me. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. I'll summon a little shrimp, tug its tail a little, and it'll be begging to help us. You glare at the exorcist's casual plan. Despite his reassurance, you can't shake the feeling that things could go wrong quickly. If you don't mind, I'm gonna hide behind your desk while you try this. You're going to miss the show. Thanks, but I can live with that. You walk over to the exorcist's desk and duck down. You peek your head around the corner to watch Morris. The cocky boy winks back at you, and you give him a shaky thumbs up. Let it rip. Morris claps his hands together. He brings his arms upwards and stands still. You peer at him intently. The boy throws his hips in your direction. Your eyes widen. No way. Morris shakes his hips side to side, picking up speed and motion. He throws his hands in the air in a graceful motion, forming patterns with his hands. Wow, that boy sure can dance. He pivots around the room and ends with a spin and a snap of his finger. Bax Garrett. A red magic circle forms on the floor in front of Morris. You hold your breath as anticipation builds. Who would appear? Still nothing. I said Bax Garrett. You hear a male voice cough, then a cool, feminine voice emanates from the circle. The demon you're trying to reach is currently unavailable. Priest, try again. What? Quit fooling around. Why does a demon even have a voicemail system? The demon you're... I heard you cough. Ugh. You hear a chunk of a tape recorder being paused. Leave me alone. I am not interested in whatever you're selling, even if it's leg-mounted shotguns. Selling? Hello, you're supposed to show up here and do my bidding. No one has time for that chump. My supervisor has me by the balls to keep the flow of souls through this river of poison. I ain't moving from my post for anything. Not even for a juicy sacrifice? Hey, get off that summon circle. Get back to work, you loaf. Damn it, see what you did? I'm coming. Don't get your tail in a bunch. The magic circle flashes before breaking away. Morris hangs his head, low. You okay? Sorry you had to see that. Usually they answer the call. I wonder if the other exorcists are having the same problem. It sounds like a mess down there. I wouldn't be surprised. Vendrick. Time for Plan B. Which is? According to the book, there was an exorcist who studied under a monk on how to improve their understanding of the soul. The exorcist discovered that, through a special kind of meditation, they were able to project themselves into the underworld. Their account was confirmed through an interview with the demon under their contract. Interesting. So because the underworld is a world of souls, you would be able to interact with things there while in spiritual form. Morse raises an eyebrow. I assume. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to, though this sounds pretty complex. Hang on a minute. Just because you can leave your body doesn't mean King can. How is this going to help us bring him back? Well, I could always find one of the old paths that connected the underworld to Earth. Paths? Where did these paths come from? They were always there since the time of Hercules or Orpheus. Hercules? Orpheus? Their names spark your memory. It was while you were ill as a young demon. Your father was there to read you stories about a version of the underworld that seemed almost fantastical, where these criminals would continuously invade the underworld just to get people out of it. The poor demon lords back then, having to deal with people tricking them and making their life so difficult. You get goosebumps thinking back about those stories. Blech. But aren't those just stories? Fiction to some, history to us. Besides, we don't have that many options. Alright, so what do we have to do? It's more what I need to do. Have you tried meditation? Not my thing. I mean, I heard of it back when I was working my old job, but I never had the time. You know, sit and breathe. I just play games instead. Understandable. It's not something people can do on a whim. Usually it's about concentrating on your senses and allowing yourself to accept every sensation that you experience, be it positive or negative. For exorcists, we're taught something a little different. We have to listen for the sound of our soul. Huh? I know it sounds vague, but that's because we're still learning what a soul is. Any 2-bit exorcist can use their tools and magic while exhausting their soul. But Grandmasters like to tell us that real exorcists can resonate with the sound of their soul and awaken to greater power. Whoa. So you've mastered meditation? No, I failed my meditation classes. Sorry, how does one fail at meditation? It's hard to find peace, okay? I have a lot on my mind. Hmm. So, should we skip this one? No, we gotta try it. Play some random online meditation track for me. Let's see if I can pull it off. Alright. Morris sits cross-legged on the floor. He closes his eyes as he breathes deeply. Meanwhile, you stand in front of the board with your phone in hand. After a quick search, you play the first meditation track in the results. Welcome to Meditation 101. I'm Maddie. I'll be your personal guide to this wellness journey. You might not be able to tell, but I've only had 4 hours of sleep. But my fur is shiny as always, thanks to my top-of-the-line secret cream. You can buy my range of wellness products at... Skip it. You jump ahead to the timestamp where it begins. Begin by taking a deep breath. Slow breaths while you meditate to the sounds of the ocean. The sound of crashing waves and blowing winds emanate from your device. Morris takes a deep breath in through his nostrils and out through his mouth. He breathes slowly. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep. Having trouble with body odor? Try the new walrus gum. Oh, sorry, ads. You quickly click the skip ad button. Tranquility returns. You stand and watch Morris trying to meditate. Seconds tick away. Beads of sweat trickle down the boar's face. His right cheek twitches as though an invisible hand is pulling at it. The fur on your back stands on end. Hang on a minute. You squint as you make out some strange ghostly aura emanating off of Morris's body. What? You swear that for a brief moment, the fur around Morris's bandaged arm grows longer. Rubbing your eyes, you realize nothing has changed. Morris's eyes startle open. His breathing is erratic as he gets up. You try to reach out to him, but he waves you away. I'm okay. I'm okay. Are you sure? You look like you're going to have a panic attack. I'm fine, honest. That didn't look fine. What happened? Morris wipes the sweat off of his face. It's nothing. You see how I can fail meditation. I try to reach tranquility, and I took a detour to a memory of when I last had food poisoning. I can't seem to keep the focus up for long. Alright. Then should I be worried that I saw some things coming out of you? What do you mean? I don't know. I thought I saw something emerging, or your hand was transforming. Morris looks at you with a deadpan eyes. Sounds like someone's tuckered out. Your eyes must be playing tricks on you. Oh, maybe, I guess. Uneasiness weighs upon your chest, but you put it aside. There is still a need to establish a plan to reach the underworld. Are we going to try again? He shakes his head. Come on, I don't want to be mean, but we can't just try something once and let it go just like that. Be my guest. You can try it too. Me? Yeah, you can see ghosts in my magic, correct? Some part of you probably has access to the same spiritual powers we exorcists have. With a little training, you could do magic like me. You gulp. Sure, I can... I guess. So here. He grabs your shoulders and pushes you down onto the floor. What am I supposed to do? Simple. Just breathe slowly and listen. Listen for the sound of your soul. How do I know what that sounds like? You don't. Not until you try it. Chop chop. Now, close your eyes and breathe. Okay. You close your eyes. Just breathe deeply. Focus only on the sound of your breath. Slowly. Let go of any other sound. This is ridiculous. It's like asking me to do a game speedrun on my first try. Breathe in and out. Whatever, at least he's not suspecting anything. Slowly, let go of your sensations. Yeah, well, I'm sensing the floor pressing up into my big behind. You take a slow, deep breath and try to do as the exorcist says. Let... Unbeknownst to you, you've lost touch with his voice. A feeling creeps up inside of you, an uneasiness you've known too long. Fear's cold, bony hand touches you by the shoulder, and a memory slowly unravels within your mind. Pa, I don't think I want to go on the company tour. Why not? You always loved the company tour. Maybe when I was just a hatchling, but I'm too old for that. Son, you'll never be too old to see your company. It's a living, breathing being, always changing. Soon enough, you'll be the one to bring that change. I don't know, Pa. I'm not even sure that I want this job anymore. Where did that come from? What'll you do then? I was thinking maybe I'd be a professional soul tennis player. Soul tennis? Yeah, it's the new game where you take a soul and beat them back and forth like tennis. Son, is there something you're not telling me? Pa, I'm scared. Don't be, son. You've been trained by the best, and if you're anything like your old man, you'll nail it. Now come on. There are people that I want you to meet. Who? Come. Your head hurts like it's in a vice grip. When did this happen? I don't remember any of this. Wake up! Ah! Morris's sudden slap sends you toppling to the ground. What the hell, Morris? I had to do it. You look like you were in a nightmare. I thought you really ended up in the underworld. No, I was remembering. Wait, what was I remembering? You look towards your confused companion. How should I know? He rubs the left side of his face. I think this is enough trying, don't you think? Yeah, I suppose so. Your mind remains a little foggy after that bizarre experience. You can't seem to recall what the memory was. Well then, what's your last option? The last is also the hardest. We have to find what's called an underworld gate. Pardon? It's a disgusting structure. No one knows how people got their hands on how to build one, but one way or another, someone always finds a way. There's more than one record of our clan putting a stop to those who try to open an underworld gate. You're not suggesting we build one ourselves? No, not if I really want to be permanently blacklisted by the Exorcist House. Instead, I know someone who might know where we can find one. Great, now let's go then. Easy now. As embarrassing as it is to admit, I'm dead tired after all that reading today. That, and I think it'd be safer if you didn't come along for this part. What? If this is about saving King, I want to know what we're doing. I'm saying this for your safety. The person that I'm talking to works for people that you'd rather not be associated with. Please, just let me handle this. You cross your arms in a huff. No. He seems to shrink before your eyes, hanging his head low and gripping his left arm. He slowly looks you in the eye. Fine. Don't say that I didn't warn you. But if you want to come, you have to obey this one rule. Morris steps closer to you. The boar points at your face. Play along with everything I say. No doubts. Just say yes all the way. This is for your safety. Okay, and you're not going to tell me what you're going to say? My brain is on the fritz right now, so I'll save that information for tomorrow. We'll have to meet my guide late in the evening. Damn, I have the night shift tomorrow, but I should be able to switch it with someone. You go do that. Now come on, I should escort you home and close shop for today. Nah, it's cool, man. You rest. I'm sure that I can make it home in one piece. Then, at least take this charm. I made it specially for you. Might not be able to destroy a demon, but it'll give you protection if you're in danger. The exorcist hands you a charm made of yellow paper. You pocket the item. See you tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. The boar rubs his bandaged hand as he leads you to the door. Your walk back home is preoccupied by you studying the charm in your hand. It brings back bittersweet memories of the last sleepover. Your regret turns to anger at the thought of Vendrick harming your friend. Clutching the charm tightly, you steel your resolve for whatever comes next as you return home to rest. The next day you hurry to work, eager to get things done and meet Morris's contact. Today is more promotional work. Thankfully, excitement for the merchandise has died down. In between making sales, you use your free time to go over King's manual. To your surprise, he took the liberty to fill the manual with pictures of himself doing the job. You wonder how long he had planned this manual. However, you find yourself stuck trying to understand the sales data section on improving sales in the store. Your concentration is enhelped by thoughts about how tonight's meeting will go down. Your imagination takes hold of you as you imagine what terrible things could happen later. Despite this, your day goes on. Come closing time, Morris is a few minutes late to meet you. The clomping sound of his feet instantly draws your attention before you see him approaching. Hey, sorry for not texting you earlier. I was having issues with my watch. Don't you have a phone to tell time? Technically I do, but this watch is important to me. It's something magical, isn't it? What does it do? Yeah, it tells time, and look, it even has a date function. He shows you his watch. The face is as ordinary as any other watch with a small box indicating the date right next to the number 3. The only thing of note is that the watch has a slot above the number 12, where you find a small cylindrical battery. It glows a familiar faint blue, but it's slowly dying out. Your watch is dying, I think. It's like 10 minutes slow. You push his wrist away. Exactly. That's why our meeting tonight needs to go off without a hitch. So, what's with the broom? Well, duh. You said that we're meeting a dangerous person. What do you expect to do with that? Sweep him to death? Maybe. Just leave it. They'll definitely be dangerous if you bring that along. Fine. You leave the broom behind inside the store before rejoining Morris. So, the person who knows where the underworld gate is located also sells watch batteries? Convenient, right? Now let's walk and talk. Morris takes the lead. You follow beside him to discuss the plan for dealing with this mysterious person. Alright, the person we're meeting is Jin. They work for the Rings. The Rings? That's like that group of dwarves that went to throw a ring into a volcano, isn't it? No, that's the Union of the Rings, and those weren't dwarves in the movie. At least, not all of them. They have no relation to this. Hold up, the gang? The gang that has the police eating out of their hands? The gang that terrorizes the businesses around here? That gang? Yes. They have connections to magic? Yes, but that's not important. When the conversation starts, I'll introduce you as my assistant. An assistant? Can you give me a cooler backstory, like I'm an orphan that just awakened to amazing demon-slaying powers and I... No, you're just an assistant. Even remembering that much is a hassle. Right. Sorry. Just trying to keep things positive. I don't do so well under pressure. Really? I think you're doing pretty fine for a guy that's being chased by demons. Which reminds me, do not bring up demons around them. I don't want Jin to be spooked. Weird, but okay. And really? I looked relaxed to you? Not relaxed per se, but at least you're not falling apart. I think I fall apart pretty easily, probably why I ended up in this mess. You sigh and look out onto the road until you feel a strong pat on your back. Don't break just yet, okay? We've just begun. Plus, it'll be a funny story to tell your kids when you save King. He flashes a confident smile at you. You can't help but smile back at him. That'll be the day. Hey kids, want to hear how your Uncle King got sent to the underworld? Yeah, want to see me do it to you kids? Ha, dude. You shove him in the arm and the two of you continue your journey to meet Jin, making idle conversation along the way. The sun sets by the time you both arrive at the deserted housing area. Mosquitoes buzz above unknowingly, trying to get a bite at you. After several turns, Morris stops in front of an empty can. A dim streetlight watches over you both. We're here. You look around for Morris's friend, but there's no one. The boar bends down to pick up the can. He rubs the side of the can. What are you doing? Morris doesn't answer and continues rubbing. Hello? Your fur stands on end with a brown snake appears beside Morris, seemingly out of nowhere. Stranger danger! Morris raises a hand to let you know not to approach. You've been sneaked upon before, but this time it feels entirely different. You don't trust the trenchcoat-wearing snake, even if they look like they have been living outdoors for their whole life. Jin. Morris, you know that I don't appreciate it when you reschedule our appointments. Please, you've got nothing going on. Au contraire, I usually have a long soak in the bath on these nights. Hey, guess when you're desperate enough, even a drum barrel would do for a bath. The snake scowls. Hello? I think we haven't addressed the issue of the snake appearing out of nowhere. What's this little morsel here? Trying to pawn him off to settle your bill, Morris? Depends. How much can I get for him? Morris. I'm joking. That lion is my apprentice. Someone's coming to money. No, he's working for free. I suppose you get what you paid for. The snake slithers towards you. His ferocious-looking eyes seem to be sizing you up, as though they were determining if you were worth eating. I'm surprised anyone can stand your awful stench enough to even work with you, Morris. Hey, he smells just fine. And don't you call me cheap. Jin ignores you. So, does this one know about our little arrangement? I'd never tell. Oh, Morris, how cruel of you to keep your little friend in the shadows. Jin. You gulp, uncertain about what this snake is going on about. A massive bone-chilling smile creeps across Jin's face. Jin! The snake leans back without taking their eyes off of you. Surely this little piggy must have told you when he hired you. Jin's forked tongue darts out playfully. Working with him means working with monsters. Suddenly, their face breaks apart through a layer of static, as though they have shed their entire form. Ah! The snake's warped laughter chills you to the bone. You try to step back when Jin's neck stretches out and wraps itself around your legs. Their head meets with yours with a wide-open smile. Boo. Ah! You frantically try to retreat but trip on the snake's neck. Without an inch of grace, you roll over on the road, landing on your back. Jin continues to laugh as her neck slithers back in place. They stand triumphantly over you, their entire body now transformed. You're breathing rapidly, unable to calm down after the scare. Are you scared, little pussycat? Ready to run home to mommy and tell her that you saw a big bad snake? You growl and get back on your feet. Morris rushes over and pulls you to his side. While you stand beside the boar, you flip the snake off. Your mind is reeling from what you've just seen. This creature smells neither celestial nor mortal, but something completely different. The only creatures that you know capable of magic like this have been thought to be long wiped out by your father, mythical creatures. Still, you keep your silence. You're more concerned about what Morris has to do with them. Are you done? I came here to do business, not watch you scare someone like a haunted house attraction. Yes, your precious watch batteries and whatever little toys your exorcists need. The snake tosses the paper back to the boar. Morris is quick to inspect its contents. What the hell? There's 6 batteries here. Our deal was 8. What can I say? The economy's not good, and Mr. K wants us to focus our resources on the family's needs. Psst, he's trying to strong-arm me into joining you lot, isn't he? I really wouldn't know. I don't take any particular interest in the affairs of mortals. Now leave me to my relaxation. We'll be out of your non-existent hair after you answer this. We need information on something called an underworld gate. Ring any bells? Jin cocks an eyebrow. Who's asking? Me. Morris. Information such as that comes at a hefty price. The snake saunters up to Morris, placing a long finger upon the boar's chin and pushing it up to look the snake in the eyes. Name your price. Oh ho ho! You don't know how badly I've always wanted to hear you say that, and I have just a job for you. If you want information on an underworld gate, you'll need to help me settle a little pest problem. What kind? The spells set around the town have detected the presence of a demon. Mr. K wanted me to deal with it. But I'm sure that you'll do just fine. You go stiff at the mention of a demon. Was your cover blown? You sure it isn't a false alarm? That only happened once 2 years ago. This time it's real. The alarms won't stop going off. Find that demon and get rid of it. You let out a sigh of relief that it isn't you. All of this just for some information? You can do better than that. Then you can have your 2 remaining batteries. Happy? It's still a raw deal. Take it or leave it. Morris turns to you. Contemplating the situation, you see the little alternatives at the moment. You reluctantly nod. Morris nods back and turns to the snake. Fine, but if you try anything to weasel out of this, I know where your lamp is. Oh, Morris, have a little faith. With a snap of his fingers, the snake disappears in a puff of black smoke. Morris turns and signals to you to leave. You both quickly make your way out of the area. Once at a safe distance, Morris breaks the silence. So, it looks like we're demon hunting. You punch him in the arm. Ow, what's that for? Don't think that I forgot about trying to sell me off as a joke. That can mess people up. Alright, I'm sorry. Also, you punch him again in the same spot. Hey, what is it now? That's for not telling me that you're working with a bunch of mythical monsters. Now, I'm roped in too. You're the one that insisted on coming, and what could I have done? You think that I could just tell anyone, hey, I have a side job working for a bunch of monsters. I know Jin, the entire time that they were messing with you, they were looking for your reaction. If they thought that you weren't genuine, they'd suspect me of babbling, and then it's off with my head. You bite your lower lip and cross your arms in frustration. Again, I'm sorry. I'm not exactly proud of the fact that I'm under leash. He slows down and averts his gaze. Why don't you quit? That snake was an ass. Let's just say that I'm working my way towards higher goals. Besides, being stuck in a job that you don't like to survive, that's life. A terrible one, I'd say. Now focus. We're not done yet. There's a demon in town looking for you, most likely. Crap. I nearly forgot about that. You remember how the demon in the store attacked you? Yeah, it took over someone's body. That checks out. It's the most common way demons travel Earth. We'll have to lure them to us. How? Simple. Morris leans in, his nose almost brushing against the side of your face. You flush red instantly. Morris? Hold still. He pinches your mane. And gives it a good yank. Yeah! You grab your head while running about in agony. He separates a few strands of fur and chucks the rest on the ground. There. This will do for the spell. Morris, you jerk! It'll grow back. You rub the part of your head that he pulled from. I swear, if there's a bald spot, it's fine. You're still as cute as ever. Somehow getting called cute helps to take your mind off of the pain. I'll use this to set a trap. The demon will end up in a booby-trapped area and bam, job's done. Sounds simple enough. The best things in the world usually are. And look, we reached your place. Your dimly lit apartment building comes into view. You look towards your companion once more as you stand at the entrance to your apartment. Wanna come in for something to drink? Nah, I gotta get this done. I'll see you when I have something. If all goes well, we'll have the info that we need tomorrow. The way he puffs out his chest fills you with reassurance. Be safe. I will. With that, you both part ways for the night. You have the morning off from work, so you spend the time doing your chores, cooking, and browsing the internet. Mostly that last one. During the time that you check your phone, there are no messages from anyone. At night, you head to work and all is peaceful. Come the end of your shift, you step outside to the clear morning air. You take a deep breath of the crisp air. I wonder if I should call Mort. Kobu! Huh? You turn to the left to see Morris rushing frantically towards you. He's panting like an animal starved for air. You're safe. Thank goodness. Morris, what's wrong? It's a trap. It went off yesterday, but there was nobody there when I went to search for the demon's host. What? Your muscles tense. The freelancer is still in hot pursuit. Quick, we need to get you to your apartment. He grabs you by the hand and you're forced to keep up with him. You run as hard as your feet can carry you, running against the morning traffic and all those unaware of the threat you're escaping from. Not a soul passes by on foot. But that doesn't make you feel secure. You can't stop looking around for your foe. Your thoughts run over what to do if you encounter them. Morris turns into an alleyway that connects to the street you usually take to work. It's a narrow place away from the crowds. You both stop the instant you step out of the alley. A tall, burly person stands in your way. You're quick to see through the mortal facade. It's a demon. Morris! I know. Damn. This one's good at hiding his demonic presence. I am Astaroth. Yeah? Well, you're too early for Halloween, bub. The board conjures 2 magic circles above his hands and hurls 2 fireballs at the demon. The blast hits. A tower of fire erupts from where your foe stands. Alas, even after the flames die out, the freelancer is still standing, barely a scratch from the look of things. A mental torture demon. It didn't work. What are we going to do? He's going to make his move. I come to kill Kobu. Surrender him to me, and no harm will... You and Morris look at each other. We best let him finish what they want to say. Ugh. Come to you, mortal. Excuse me, Astaroth, was it? You rack your brain for a memory of who this demon is, but nothing comes to mind. You sure you want to do this? No shame in just walking back and telling your boss you failed. I will not fail. Use of powers have been permitted. What? Your whole body tenses up as you ready yourself for a fight. Powers, eh? So what's your trick? My power is... I'm sorry, but can you please speak faster? Okay. This is me going fast. Morris shakes his head. But Kobu's right. You better hightail it out of here. You're not getting my customer. You are helping him. Nox told me there would be problems. Were you the one who made the traps? Yeah, I don't know how you escaped them, but I've got more where that came from. Last chance, bud. Walk away. Morris raises his fists up in a fighting stance. I didn't escape. I saw someone put in so much work to set up the traps. I didn't want them to be disappointed, so I stepped on the trap. Morse puts a finger to his lips. He appears unsure what to say. Okay, now I'm mad and embarrassed, but I'm sticking with Matt so that I can throttle you. Then your fate is sealed. Know that I do this not out of malice. Don't give me that I'm just following orders, bull. This job is my chance to free my friend. You don't know what it's like in the underworld now. So many hours of work, never ending. I can't even see them anymore. I'll finish this for them. Astaroth approaches. Watch out! Morris pulls out several small yellow papers and sends them flying to the demon. Astaroth punches the air and the talismans are sent off course, landing on the road with no effect. He continues his approach. What are you doing, Kobu? Run! Morris continues to launch his magic at the foe, but it does very little to stop its march. But you fear leaving Morris alone would spell his doom, but the longer you stay, the more you put your life in danger. Stay. In the brief moments you consider your choice, everything seems to screech to a halt, as though you're frozen in time. Your pupils turn to the side. Somehow the demon is now right in front of Morris. The demon lands a punch square into Morris' stomach. What? How did he... Your view of Morris is obscured by your foe, who is now in front of you. His fist meets your face. The blow hits like a ton of bricks, sending you flying into Morris' direction. You slide across the tarmac, the mind-numbing pain spreading throughout your face. You cover your mouth, half expecting that your jaw has been ripped off, but no, it's still intact. Morris, though groaning, pulls himself back up. You take his hand and get on your feet. Damn it, he's fast and super strong? What the hell? That ass, taunting us by acting slow. Astaroth saunters at a snail's pace. This is no taunt. This is just how I walk. I am not a very fast demon, so I like to take my time. My friend knows that about me, so they would wait for me to finish my meals. In fact, back in the underworld, every soul slows down for me. They are so kind, just waiting there, forever and ever. If you're not going fast, that means you're slowing us down somehow. Yes. Here, my powers are simple. Everyone has doubts. I simply extend that period where you can't help but think and wonder what to do, thereby slowing you down. It can't be that easy. Why would you just give away your attack? Maybe I am lying. Maybe I am not. Which is it? Morris gasps. It happens again. Your body is gripped by an oppressive force and everything slows down. Astaroth rushes for you, ready to throw a punch. He's too fast to stop. You will your hands to block the incoming attack, but it seems to take forever for you to even move a finger. The punch doesn't come. Instead, Astaroth grabs you by the collar of your shirt and slams you into Morris at a tremendous force. You both tumble further back. Morris lets out a war cry and goes on the offensive. He charges at the foe, casting spell after spell. Balls of various elements, earth, wind, fire, fly, and smash into the demon, but they have as much impact as a slightly fast tennis ball. Morris closes the distance with the foe. He starts throwing punches with rocks forming around his hands like a glove, but Astaroth calmly swipes his attacks away. You can't make heads or tails of Morris's plan. The boar seems to use whatever that he can think of without any specific pattern. It's then that you realize that he isn't thinking, he's acting purely on instinct. Astaroth takes a few steps. Your eyes glimmer with hope. The demon is being forced back. However, the demon is quick to adapt and use his left hand to catch Morris's right hand. I'm going to use my right hand. Morris's eyes widen. He brings his free hand to block the incoming strike, but at the last second the demon releases his grip on Morris's right hand and goes for an uppercut. The boar grunts in pain as the punch knocks him flat on his back. Morris! You run over to your friend. His whole body is shaking from the attack. He still forces himself to get back up. Morris, don't! The boar conjures a powerful blast of wind that blows you back to the alleyway where you both came from. Morris! He goes in for the attack once more. Rrr. The spell drops you on your butt, but you're quick to get back up. From where you're standing, you see Morris punching the demon with a barrage of fiery fists. Astaroth just stands there taking every hit. Here comes my right kick. Morris leaps back. At that moment, you see with your own eyes the demon's powers in action. Morris just stands there, staring emptily into the air, letting the demon walk up to him. Morris, snap out of it! Too late, Astaroth knees him in the stomach, forcing the boar to his knees. You are a nuisance, mortal. Vendrick said not to kill your kind. But that doesn't mean I can't beat you close to death. You should have just walked away, mortal. The demon picks Morris up by his throat. Morris coughs and struggles under the creature's grip, beating and kicking as hard as he can to free himself. No more thinking. Put him down, you walking bulldozer. You cast aside the choice in your head and rush out to help Morris. Astaroth turns his attention to you as you try to tackle him. Alas, the demon kicks you back. Your distraction gives Morris a chance to complete a magic incantation. He grabs hold of the demon's arm and a magical circle appears along its limb. The circle explodes with the intensity of a dozen grenades going off. The exorcist's body is sent flying in your direction. You just barely manage to catch your friend before you both tumble further back into the alley. Morris gasps for air. He's trembling all over. Even parts of the fur on his face become singed by his own magic. Focused on the enemy, you watch his eyes widen as the smoke clears. The demon is still standing, and they're on the move. Now, will I break the board first? Or you, Kobu? Morris turns to you. I don't have enough power to take him down. We need to run. You pull him by the hand, but he shakes you off. No. We can't get away from his ability constantly. I need you to trust me and get away. I have a plan. What plan? No time to explain. Just get out of here, head to the apartment, and don't look back. Morris drops a talisman on the ground, and a wall of light erupts, blocking the entire alley. Morris! The instant you touch the wall, it shocks you back. Morris, put this down! You can't beat him! A loud rumble emanates from the skies above. Your jaw drops. Dark clouds collect around, plummeting the entire town into darkness. How? Your voice shrinks into a whisper. A monstrous roar vibrates throughout the air. What was that? No. How is it not working? Arg. The demon's unsettling cries force you into action. Come on, come on! You reach out your arm trying to cast open a portal, but the portal that forms is far too small for you to enter. It also seems to lead nowhere. You ball your fists and curse your failing magic. No, then. A bolt of brilliance strikes you. If you can't bypass the wall, you'll just have to tear it down. Once more, you raise your hand. The wall flickers as you force a portal to open right on the wall of light. A coin-sized portal emerges in the middle of the wall. You concentrate as hard as you can to keep it open, while the wall fights back to maintain its form. Soon, cracks form all over the wall, and the wall gives way. Your eyes widen at the towering boar demon before you. Its sheer height forces you to look up into its vicious gaze. It snorts and lets out a guttural growl like a wild beast. Its tusks protrude out like massive daggers that could pierce anything. Weirdly enough, the demon's chest sports a tie. Your eyes follow the new demon's broad shoulders, down its thick, long arms. No! You see a body dangling within the hand of the massive demon boar, and on the demon's wrist, you see Morris's watch. Your mind reels at the sight of the seemingly lifeless body stabbed in the chest by the demon's claws. As the hulking beast moves towards you, the body slides out between its claws. Your breathing turns shallow. Even though your brain screams at you to run, your legs are frozen in fear. The creature stops right in front of you. It watches you, your fearful expression reflected within its big, bright eyes. Morris. Morris, it's you, isn't it? It doesn't respond. The creature leans slightly towards you. You get the feeling that it's trying to understand you. Suddenly, the demon looks up. You turn to where it's looking, and you spot Lucian. No! A brilliant, bright yellow arrow zooms through the air and strikes the demon boar in the shoulder. Blood gushes out of the wound. The beast roars in anger. Step away from him! Lucian approaches with his bow and arrows drawn. Go back to the underworld, demon! Lucian, wait! The angel doesn't hear you and fires 2 shots at the demon, Morris. With a swing of his arm, the arrows are destroyed upon impact. The demon roars loudly once more and leaps off onto a nearby roof. Stay put, beast! Lucien takes aim at the boar's back as Morris makes his escape. No, stop! The angel shot misses, hitting a corner on the roof the demon is standing on. Demon Morris turns to look at you for a second before running ahead. What are you doing? You can't shoot him. That's Morris. The exorcist? You keep your eyes trained on where Morris is going. The distance between the two of you grows even larger. Pushing the angel aside, you begin your chase for the now transformed companion. Where do you think you're going? Lucien runs up to you and grabs you by the hand. No, you stay. Help the person over there. I need to get Morris before he does something freaking worse. Are you insane? Even if that is Morris, he's turned into a general class demon. Don't you see the clouds? I know, okay? But I can't just leave him be. He's not acting like himself. You can't reason with that. He's out of control. I have to try. You pull yourself away from the angel's grasp and run off. Lucien continues to call out for you, but you ignore his pleas. Following the scent of demon blood, you make haste. Morris, hang on! Meanwhile, Lucien shakes his head as a former demon lord he's responsible for runs off into the distance. Absolute madness. Walking over to the unconscious mortal, he mules over his success rate in getting his promotion. Here I am telling myself, no, he'll make the right decision. He's going to help us maintain the balance of our two worlds. But no, he's running off with a demon exorcist. What do you even call that? A half-mortal, half-demon? A Dietl? A Momo? Momo, yes, a Momo. Why do I even care how well it sounds? Well, obviously, what is important doesn't matter anymore. He kneels over the previously possessed person. At least you're breathing, mortal. Checking the person's body, the angel finds no physical wounds upon them. It appears that the exorcist simply ripped the demon out of this person. Crude but effective. Wake up, mortal. He slaps the person but gets no response. Ugh. Perhaps there's some mental damage from being ripped apart like that. The angel conjures a single feather in hand. He places it on the person's chest and rests their hands upon the feather. The feather glows brightly. Hey, what you up to? Ah! You ghost! How dare you try to scare me? It's toast, you scaredy cat. I don't have time to deal with you now. Go away. Chill, dude. If you're trying to get rid of a body, I can help. No, this person is alive. I am trying to wake them. They sure picked a weird place to take a nap. Please stop talking. Why are you even here in the first place? Oh, get this. I was looking for those people in black hoods, and out of nowhere, everything went dark. Then I felt that freaking demon presence. It felt like one of those big shots from the underworld, so I had to make sure. Yes, that Morris did nothing to hide his powers at all. You mean Bacon? He's a demon? I don't know, and you don't need to know. This is a matter for me and Kobu to resolve. You can't help us. Oh, I can't, can I? No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes. Oh, the guy's waking up. The unconscious wolf sits right up. ¿Qué está pasando? ¿Dónde estoy? What is he saying? I don't know his language. He's asking where he is, and what's going on. Lucien looks at the ghost, perplexed. You understand him? Yeah, it's Spanish. I grew up with it. Good. Then help me translate what I want to say. Not so fast, Fancy Pants. I'll help if you promise not to try to exercise me again. Excuse me? That'll be violating the very protocols of my job. Disculpa, ¿con quién estás hablando? Not my business. And you better hurry up. The band's starting to think that you're crazy talking to yourself. Ugh, fine. I'll leave you alone until my job here is done. Deal. Now say this. Perdón, no es nada. Solo estoy pensando en mi cabeza cómo hablar español. Lucien repeats the line with perfect imitation of the pronunciation. Oh, no te preocupes, está bien. Dime, ¿quién eres? Okay, now say this part with passion. Soy un bailarín gogo profesional. Viajo por todo el mundo encontrando todos poles donde puedo bailar, con la esperanza de convertirme en un maestro de pole dance. Lucian repeats the line once more. The mortal raises an eyebrow at the angel. Toast bursts into laughter. Whoa! You said it! You actually said it! What did you make me say, you blasted ghost? Don't worry about it, man. Okay, so what else do you want to say? Finally, the two are able to work together to get the wolf to a police station. Once done, Lucian tries to part ways with the ghost, but Toast insists on following to help Kobu. With that, the unlikely pair head for the former Demon Lord. To be continued. I definitely was not expecting Toast to speak Spanish, but that was funny. Especially because I get to speak Spanish. Yay! I have often said that I want to read a Spanish visual novel. Or at least have more Spanish to speak. So yeah. Anyways. So, developer, you know who I'm talking to. If you want to have Toast speak Spanish again, I'm here for it. Like, literally, just have him speak random Spanish. Like, Spanglish, where he just mixes random Spanish words into his dialogue. I would love that. Please, do that. Please. But yeah, anyways, so there was another demon fight, except that this wasn't the same demon. And I guess Morris's suspicious powers, or suspicious, I guess, arm wound, have finally made themselves known that I guess either he is part demon or he has a demon within him, in a way. Or something demonically related. I'm assuming we'll find out eventually. I'm assuming that eventually that also will come out in all the other routes. But it's kind of cool. His design is pretty cool. Omar Alvarado. I have to keep mentioning it when it appears. But since it's supposed to be big, I would probably make the sprite just a little bit bigger, so that he's not at the same height as all the other guys, especially Toast, because, you know, Toast appears to be tall, so I would probably make him, like, way bigger, the sprite at least. But yeah, pretty cool. Speaking of somebody that doesn't normally like Morris, this route was a bit more entertaining, I guess, which is, you know, nice. Still, Toast is my favorite, especially now that I know he knows how to speak Spanish. But yeah. Anyway, so write down in the comments your thoughts on this Morris update, and thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play Where the Demon Lurks, you can find it over on itch, and you can find a direct link to it from the Where the Demon Lurks official Twitter page, which I will link down in the description. And remember, you don't have to have Twitter in order to, you know, find the link. It's usually like the first thing that they, you know, that you'll see when you click the you know, Twitter link. And yeah, and if you'd like to support them on Patreon, then, you know, do so, because it helps. You know, all that money goes into the project. You know, they could do bigger, better stuff, and it does show that, you know, you like the visual novel, and, you know, here's some money, here, take it. But yeah, anyways, so I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Adios.